What is up, YouTube? So if you see for yourself that I got a replacement chair. It's got studs in the arms, and both arms have a hole in them on either side, right here. And the right arm is a little wobbly. There we go. I just pushed it back into place. There we go. Fix that issue. Well, the right arm was wobbly, but I went popped it back into place. There we go. But yeah, it's not as comfortable as my old chair, but it'll do. Getting it home was kind of a bitch, but yeah. And this is definitely a lot better than sitting on my acoustic guitar case. Now tomorrow I want to have to get me some guitar strings, cause yeah, I'm gonna want the high E string on my BC Rich snapped, and I don't think I have a replacement string for it. And that's the thing about guitar strings. You buy a case of guitar strings to replace the one string you don't have, and you end up with a shit ton of extra strings for the other ones. Yeah. Which is convenient as fuck if they snap on you, but his first 100 days in office, and Donald Trump is already the most unpopular president that we've had. Now, if I was president of the United States, the first thing I would have done was fix the drinking water in our country. There was no excuse for our children to be drinking lead-poisoned water. Fuck that noise. Second thing I would have done, I would have been like, okay, marijuana legal, hemp legal, LSD, peyote, acid, DMT, shrooms, spice, cocaine in its natural forms. All of it, all the softcore shit, legal. I would keep meth, crocodile, crack, and heroin illegal, and I would legalize everything else for recreational use. And the money that I would tax the fuck out of it too, and I would make it all just as a class like cigarettes, basically. Because there is some spice you can get that's made from natural ingredients that doesn't fucking kill you or is harmful to you. But, you know what I'm saying, and, you know, it's kind of unfair to classify all spice in that same category, you know what I'm saying? When there's some spice that'll get you high as fuck, but it won't fuck with you or anything, you know what I'm saying? Then there's some spice that will, you know what I'm saying? But, yeah. Instead of making those, you know what I'm saying, and the money I would make off of taxing all those drugs and making them legal, I would put that towards free lunches for every student going to school, kindergarten through college. Okay, college students have a lot of expenses on their hands, and if I made every softcore drug, if I was president, I would make every softcore drug legal, including hallucinogenics and cocaine in its natural form legal. You know, I'd make it all those things legal to sell, manufacture, and produce, and do for recreational use. And, yeah, why the fuck not? And the money I would make off of taxing the fuck out of all those softcore drugs and selling them, I could put that towards giving students a free lunch, you know. And let me ask you something. If you were a college student and someone told you, hey, how would you like to have free lunch for the entire semester that you're there? I guarantee you, like, college students, like, here's the thing. If you wanted, and I'd make it so you'd have, the only thing you'd have to pay for is, like, if you wanted a second lunch, you'd pay extra for that, you know what I'm saying? If you wanted, like, extra stuff on your lunch, you know what I'm saying? And not only would if I was president of the United States of America, and I made all those drugs that I said I would make legal if I was president, not only would school lunches be free, but they'd be nutritious, delicious, and filling. Like, you cannot expect students to focus on their next class if they haven't had a proper lunch. You know, that rant I did a couple videos ago, you know, the fact that students are getting stamped on the arm with "I need lunch money," smiley face, or the fact that they're being forced to wipe down tables and wash trays after lunch just to pay for their lunch because they're behind on their student lunch fees, or the worst case scenario is the lunch people would throw away their food right in front of them. And it's like, that's a fucking waste of food, dude. There are children in Africa who are fucking starving, and you're gonna fucking throw away some kid's lunch in front of them because they can't afford to pay for it? That's kind of fucked, yo. I'm just saying. Like, literally, if I was president of the United States of America, the first thing I would do is fix the drinking water. We're not in the 1700s where our founding fathers were establishing this country. If we were, I'd be like, okay, we haven't discovered, if this were the 1700s, I'd be like, okay, we haven't discovered how to chemically treat water properly yet, but, you know. And it's, in most cases, because the drinking water in the 1700s was undrinkable, our founding fathers were drinking alcohol as a replacement because they couldn't drink the water. Yeah. And if I did make all those softcore drugs legal, I would also, instead of punishing people for doing them because now that they would be legal, if these softcore drugs became a problem for people, I would also offer free treatment with the money I would be making off of those drugs. You know what I'm saying? Like, there are some people, when they do drugs, it doesn't affect their life. If anything, it makes them smarter. And there are some people, when they do drugs, it just ruins their life. And that's not fair to blame the drugs when, you know, fucking certain people have addictive personalities and certain people act differently when they're on them, you know. Case in point, if you want to call marijuana a drug, marijuana will make some people lazy, retarded pieces of shit, you know. There are some people, when they smoke pot, they turn into lazy, retarded pieces of shit. And then there are some people, when they smoke weed, they get high, they enjoy it, and they become creative, you know. But fucking, is it fair to associate all stoners as lazy when only a couple people who smoke it become lazy? No, it's not. That's no different than saying, well, every person who drinks alcohol is going to become violent. That's a fucking cliche, YouTube. Some people, when they drink, become sloppy as fuck. And some people, when they drink, become overly emotional. And then when I drink, I turn into a fucking smartass, dude. And, you know, when you have Asperger's syndrome, you tend to be blunt as fuck. It's just something I do, you know. Anybody who has Asperger's is just blunt, straightforward to the point. You know what I'm saying? And quite often I will catch myself thinking inside my head, okay, what I want to say is funny as fuck, but is this the surrounding to say it in? Is this the surrounding that might make me have to kick some ass because people get offended and get in my face and shit? Because I don't take shit from nobody, YouTube. The only shit I take is in the goddamn toilet. Okay? And if you get in my fucking face, we're gonna have a fucking problem here. And you think I'm afraid to fucking kick some ass and knock a motherfucker out? Whoa, shit, my bad. Fucking trying to pull my knife out and just threw it across the room. And if you think I'm afraid to fucking pull this out on somebody, think again, motherfucker. Think again. I've been picked on and bullied my entire fucking life, and I've had enough of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you think I'm not afraid to fucking kick someone's fucking ass? Think again. And when you have huge fucking arms like this, it's not difficult to kick someone's ass. Okay, when you have huge fucking arms like this, it's not difficult to kick ass and take names. But the thing of it is, YouTube, is I don't go looking for a fight. If a fight comes my way, I'm not gonna fucking back down like some pussy ass bitch. I'm gonna fight my way out of that goddamn corner. Or fucking get my ass kicked trying, one of the two. But most motherfuckers are smart enough not to pick a fight with me. Because big muscles and ass kicking and a big ass knife aside, okay, I have dark powers. So really, you want to fuck with somebody who has dark powers? That, you know what I'm saying? Fucking with somebody who has dark powers, that's stupid. That's beyond fucking stupid. And my magical influence on the world is great, YouTube. Oh, trust and belief. Trust and motherfucking belief. My connection with the spirits and the universe and my magical ability are very strong, YouTube. When someone comes up to me and says, "Would you like to hear about Jesus Christ today?" I very politely say, "No, thank you. I practice black magic. The universe is my mentor and my guide. The cosmos is my dictionary to the power of thought and creation." And that usually goes over most motherfuckers' head. When I say shit like that, most motherfuckers are like, meow. Like, huh? What? But then if people continue to persist, and here's the thing of it, whenever I get approached by a Jesus freak and they're trying to shove their belief system in my face, it annoys the piss out of me, but I'm still polite about it the first time. You know, the first time I'm very polite. I'm like, "No, thank you. That's not what I believe in, but that's how you do, you know, cool, whatever, you know." But then if they continue to persist with it, that's when I become a religious dickhead. You know, I kind of talked about that earlier. You know, if they continue to persist with me on this bullshit, I'm gonna be like, "Oh, okay, you try to talk to me about Sky God, right? And God loves all His children because we're created in His eye." Okay. You see, here's what I'm gonna call bullshit on that. Because if God truly loved all His children, then why the fuck are there starving children around the world? Why the fuck are there people dying of disease, poverty, hunger, and famine, thirst, and, you know what I'm saying? If God loves all His children, then why the fuck is bullying such a problem in our society? In schools, outside of school, and online. You know. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on now. And when you actually read the Bible, Satan only killed like 10 people in the Bible, and God killed a shit ton more. a shit ton more. You know? And, you know what the difference is between a picture of Jesus and the actual Jesus? It only takes one nail to hang up a picture of Jesus. Did you know that Jesus Christ had the best hands for masturbation? His holiness? Is that what they meant? Is that's what they meant by his second coming? And it's like, if Christians get offended by these jokes, it's like, what would Jesus do? He'd turn the other cheek, wouldn't he? Oh. Okay, if those jokes weren't savage enough for you, okay, I got a joke for you that I just thought of a couple minutes ago. It's a dark play on words, but yeah, there you go. Now, most people know that when you get the common cold, you get a cough. You're coughing like crazy, and you got mucus buildup, and you know. So after I explain that, this will make the joke a little bit funnier, but some of you might have to Google it to get it, because, you know. Do you know what happened when the common cold got pregnant? Well, when the common cold got pregnant, the common cold gave birth to a coffin baby. Oh. That right there is a Sean joke, because that's pretty dark. That's why it's fucking funny. A do-it-yourself abortion kit comes with a hanger and alcohol. Oh. If a Jewish person gets stoned, can we say they're baked? Oh, 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 oh. My friend Muhammad is selling prayer rugs to Muslims in the Middle East. He says profits are going through the roof. Oh, oh. So Jesus gets real drunk off his own wine, right? And he sees the Hindu goddess at a bar, and he says, "Hey, you want to go back to my place and Hindu it?" God damn it. Oh. I know I'm going to hell for those jokes, and I don't care. I fucking go to hell, Satan's gonna be like, "What up, brother?" And I'm like, "What up, man? How's it going?" "It's going good, man. You wanna help me? You wanna help me rule this place?" "Fuck yeah." "You wanna fuck my wife?" "Damn, she's hot. Sure, why not?" "And my daughter?" "Sure, why not?" After I get down, "How was that?" "That was not that bad, man. That's what's up." "Well, here's a fat fucking blunt. Go torture these souls." Fucking A, you know. I get down to hell, and Satan's gonna be like, "Okay, Mr. Saunders, you're in charge of torturing pedophile souls." "Alright, I'm cool with that." I'm fucking cool with that. Yeah. What gets me, though, is when motherfuckers be like, "This is how God thinks." It's like, okay, you don't know what God thinks because you're not God, so how the fuck are you going to make those claims, you know? God's against abortion. How the fuck do you know? If God created everything, he also created abortion, did he not? Why the fuck would he be against something he created? And here's the kicker of it. Christians and Catholics are against sinning, yet a lot of them will believe that Jesus Christ died for your sins. So if you don't sin, then Jesus died for nothing. There you go. Think about that for a second. Think about that for a second. Now, when you practice black magic, you have to... you don't have to, but I choose to study different... because I practice my own branch of black magic... excuse me. Because I practice my own branch of black magic, and because I have my own religion, you literally have to study other religious aspects to gain a better understanding of someone else's belief. So if you're at a bar or anywhere having an intellectual discussion about religious beliefs, it literally helps to know how the other person practices their shit. So when they try to be like, oh, your shit's stupid, blah, 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 you can call them out on their shit. Christians say they're against magic because it's the devil's work. Christians who say they're against magic because it's the devil's work, yet they believe in Jesus Christ rising from the dead, which sounds like necromancy. You're against magic, but you believe in some talking dead guy who could turn water into wine, which turning water into wine sounds like magic to me. It's not difficult to turn water into wine, but you need sugar, yeast, and you need fruit. And you gotta let that shit ferment for like a minimum of 4 weeks. Which, that's something I've thought about doing. I thought about making my own wine, YouTube. If I made my own wine, that could save me some money at the liquor store and at the bar. If I were to make a wine, I would choose 4 fruits to start off with. Cherries, peaches, bananas, and mangoes. All 4 of those sons of bitches in one wine. And the longer you let it age, the stronger it gets. And you gotta burp it and shit like that. If I had my dream house and I was living in it, oh yeah, I'd make my own homemade wine. I'd have a fucking cellar of that shit stored up. And, I guarantee it'd be the best tasting fucking wine you ever tasted. And 1 fucking glass would get you drunker than snot. Yeah. Literally, you mix hot water. If you have a, like a little mason jar, and you fill 1/3 of it up with sugar and hot water, like you pour in the sugar, you drop the fruits in there, and then you pour the hot water and the yeast, and you stir it up a little bit, and you put the lid on there, but not too tight, because you don't want that fucker to like pressurize and explode and make a mess everywhere. And you let that shit ferment, and then you strain it through all that juice into another mason jar through a filter, and you clean out the mason jar that you used in the first step so you can reuse it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have to make it in like a large ass scale, you know what I'm saying? You can make it like a tiny ass mason jar about that big, you know. And literally, I'd make barrels of that shit in my dream house, and I'd be going down there every day when I can and burping it, you know. Yeah. But well, making homemade wine is like waiting for the right girl. It takes patience and dedication and the right actions. You know, and once you have that right girl, you know, and once you've made that wine, it's like the aging process is like letting the relationship build and mature. And by the time you're said and done, you could have something beautiful at your hands if you're patient enough, you know. tried going downhill on this chair, bringing it back to my apartment, and it didn't work. It was kind of, didn't work out like I thought it was going to. And this arm was wiggly, but then you heard me just pop it back into place. That works out beautifully. I mean, it's got a couple holes, like, you see one right there and right here, but other than that, you know, it's just fine, you know. Shit, the last chair I had holes in it, but fucking it was leaking stuffing everywhere, and I couldn't have that, you know. Oh damn, my tobacco went out. My buddy Topher, that I was on his show Keepercast a couple days ago, he donated $10 to my PayPal account. Thank you for that, man. Really appreciate that. That'll come in handy this weekend, huh? This is literally as low as it goes. If I were to stand up and pop the lever, it does get a little bit higher, but not that much. And I shouldn't have been sitting on that guitar case to begin with. That's bad for the for warping it and shit. And sitting on that guitar case for a seat for my computer too, that's also bad for my back. You know what I'm saying? Like, oof. But anyways, this is King Cobra JFS with another video. Got me a chair, and thank you all for watching.